Hey guys, I wanted to record a quick video about a very specific function of the Amazon price tracker that a lot of people don't really use. I don't think a lot of people even recognize that we have this functionality. But I was just doing some stuff today which kind of made me realize that I should probably make a video about this. So I want you to watch this. Here's how this works. So I'm in my account over here. I'm going to go to the Amazon price tracker and we go to the watch list. Now, one thing people don't realize is we're not just watching the products in real time, we are actually creating an entire history of these products. Okay, now you can imagine that probably gives you a lot of power and a lot of pretty good intelligence to work with on these items. But there's one particular thing that I wanted to point out, which is the graphical history. Now, what this is showing us is where the prices have been and things like that in the past. Okay, now at first glance, this might not make a lot of sense to you. Let me show you something with one particular item, for example, and how that worked out for me. Okay, so here we are. This is a graph of a particular item, and at this point here, at its highest point, this item was selling on Amazon for $499. Okay, let's try and make it a little bit clearer. $499. Okay, I've been selling this item, or I listed this item with a profit margin of just $16. Okay, so after all the calculations are done, all the eBay fees, PayPal fees, and so on, we make a $16 profit here. Okay, but here is the interesting thing. The reason I was okay with doing this is because I knew, based on the past history of this item, that it was only high in price for a while. I knew it would go back down in price once they had more stock come in on that. Okay, and that's exactly what happened. As you can see right here on April 15th, which is a week ago, the price of this item went down, and it actually went down by $100. Okay, this item went down by $100, but remember that during this time a market perception has been created that this item is worth $500 because people have seen that on eBay for a while and so on. There are people who are like, waiting, and they're just watching and they're trying to decide if they're going to buy something or not. Well, there are two sales that have come in on this item which have now resulted in a $116 profit per sale, okay, or $232 total profit. And all I had to do was recognize that this product had more potential for profit down the road. Now, let's say that the price never went down. I'd still be collecting $16 profit on it. I'm happy with that. But in this case, as you can see, it actually generated a lot more profit. Now, there are a lot of other items that you're probably watching that you can see the history on like this. And if there are items that you're like, I'm barely going to break even on this one. I'm just going to make a small amount of profit on this. I don't know if it's worth my time. Just put them in the watch list anyway. Okay, start watching those items. Remember, the Amazon price tracker that we include has no limitations. You're not limited to 10 products or 20 products or whatever. There is no limitation. You can put 110 products in there and start tracking those, and then you can start picking out some winners like that. I'll give you one more example. There is another item, similar scenario, but on that one I watched when the price went down on Amazon. I actually was the first one to recognize it because I get a notification saying the price of this item has gone down. So I went over there, and on my eBay listing, I simply adjusted the price and stated a temporary price decrease, and basically became pretty quickly one of the cheapest ones on eBay. For it, got a bunch of extra sales. I guess my point is just that there are a lot of fun things that are built in here within DST. I know most people don't even know that they exist. So if you have the Amazon price tracker, first of all, recognize that you have the whole history of these items available to track with. Secondly, you can actually do a lot of intelligent work with some of these higher priced items, because as you can imagine, this $230 profit is very significant for most people. Okay, so you can do a lot of intelligent, fun stuff with this and try to find more profit-generating opportunities that usually you would miss. And of course, this helps you out, make sure that you're not losing any income on a daily basis. And of course, I also want you to notice one very interesting thing. You'll notice that I made some updates on the 15th of April, which now we track all the items a lot more frequently. Each of these dots is actually indicating a change in basically when we recheck the price on it. You can see that we are actually checking them a whole lot more now than we were in the past. And at this point, we are up now to roughly 484,000 products that we are currently tracking. That's the volume. Just imagine, that's the impact that DS Domination is having, because that's how many products from Amazon alone our users are currently actively watching, which means these are how many items they have put up for listings, they're tracking them, they're listing them, and that's just the people who have access to the Amazon price tracker, just the ones who are using that, which is less than 25% of our total company. Okay, so we are literally responsible for millions of products being listed and sold and watched at this point. And if you're not doing this, and you're not actually playing this whole fun thing properly, then you're losing out on a lot of money, yes, but you're also losing out the opportunity to grow this to the next level quickly. So I guess I just want to encourage you guys, if you are doing more than $100 to $300 in profit, okay, not in volume, I don't want you to spend money you don't have, obviously, but if you're doing $100 to $300 in profit, there's no reason for you not to have Elite, because that gives you all of this tracker stuff. It gives you extra scrapers for other companies, gives you a lot more training, and obviously gives you all the extra cashback stuff. What's important to mention over here as well is this cashback stuff that you can include in here. So in my case, I made $116 profit, but with different sourcing from within the Elite stuff and Unleashed stuff, I could probably have made $350 instead, and a lot of people do just that. But my main focus is for you all to realize that you can actually track the history of a product. Just put it in the watch list right now. Even if you don't have more eBay listings left, put these interesting products that you come across, put them in the watch list, because down the road, you will be able to then decide which ones probably present the best bet for you in the future to continue with. And of course, if you have Monopoly, you know what to do with this graph. There is something else that you can do with this graph if you're in Monopoly, which is going to probably 10 times as profitable. You would have probably generated $2,000 to $3,000 in profit if you have Monopoly and we're using this graph at the same time. Okay, so just if you have more questions about this and you're trying to figure out how this works, feel free to message me about it or write about it. Try and get back with everybody, but we'll probably do a training just on this one aspect of how to use this properly at some point in the near future. All right, so that's an update from Hitesh, and if you have any other questions, let me know.